fight that everybody's been expecting for a long time. Should have been announced a long time ago. I mean, I feel like they've kind of just been pretty much holding up the division. Bilal won't fight anyone but Leon. Leon, I don't know if he's saying no to anybody or if they're not offering him anybody. I don't know what the whole shebang is there. I'm not gonna say, oh, he's choosing not to fight. Of course you want to fight, because if you fight, you make money. But the one thing that I don't like about this is the layoff, the time that these guys are sitting. Because as fighters, this is why boxers are fighting every other week, every month. They're fighting because that's how you get into your groove. That's how you elevate yourself and see if all the stuff that you've been working in the gym can actually work. When you have these long layoffs like that, then you get in there, it's, oh, is this gonna work? Is this not gonna work? Your timing's a little bit off. You're a little gun shy sometimes. And especially if you're a champion, when you have this long layoff, that mountain of defending this belt and making sure that I'm stay at this level to get that check every time starts to get heavier and heavier and heavier. And so I don't like this layoff for these guys.
Feel like you're fighting for the real heavyweight championship on July 27th?
That's how I'm viewing it. That's how I'm approaching it. Like when I told my family, my dad, my brothers, my sister, like I'm fighting for a belt. I didn't say interim belt. I said a belt. And honestly, the majority of like casual fans, they don't know the difference. I'm sure a lot of them are probably perplexed. Like, how does Aspinall have a belt and John have a belt? They probably don't understand the concept of interim versus undisputed. Yeah, they don't care. All they see is a shiny belt and you holding it in a UFC octagon, and that's all they need. So to me, it is an interim. It is the real belt.
Right on the heavyweight division.
In my head, I was like, yeah, I already knew I was going to be fighting in Manchester, but I was just waiting for an opponent. Colby's got some kind of issue. Didn't actually look into exactly what that was, but he can't make the fight. They're like, would you still want to take the? I'm like, yeah. Like, let's put it on the UK card because it just makes sense, They went to go back, and I didn't really hear anything back, so I was just waiting. And then he released that, like he said yes, and I was like, okay. But I wanted to make it. I don't actually care when the fight is. I can do it next week. I can do it the week after. I think he likes to just, hang on the back of people's coattails. So he sees Conor McGregor and gets excited, and now he's just changed it. Like, I don't want to fight. I've accepted it.
You've accepted.
I've accepted the fight. So we're just waiting. So I'm
just accepted it.
He says he's accepted it. This guy likes to talk because you remember he says I'm never gonna beat Kevin Holland. Then I did what I did. So yeah, he admits he's wrong. Then he says he's never going to accept the fight with me because I'm ranked too low. So then how all of a sudden you've accepted the fight? You need to figure out where you're at. Make sense of what you're saying. And it's like even like a lot of people on my team are like, oh, you should say something back. Like, I was like, chill out. He always discredits himself because he just over talks.
I don't give a